Falcons fans, Week 3 is here, and this isn't just another game. It's a battle for respect, a fight for the division, and a chance to show the Carolina Panthers that the Dirty Birds are not messing around. Stick with me, because what I'm about to break down could decide the entire game, and it's going to get intense. Week 3 is finally here, and Falcons Nation, it's time to get fired up. This Sunday, the Dirty Birds take on their division rival, the Carolina Panthers, a team that's been struggling and looking vulnerable through the first 2 weeks of the season. But make no mistake, no opponent in the NFL is an automatic win. Every Sunday is a battle. And the Falcons have to play their brand of football if they want to walk out on top. Let's start with the Panthers. On paper, their offense doesn't look terrible. Total yards per game? They rank 22nd. Passing yards? Surprisingly, 13th. But don't let that fool you. When you're down 30-0 every game, of course you're going to be throwing the ball. You have to. Rushing yards are low, 27th in the league, and points per game? Only 16. That's 29th in the NFL. Bottom line, they don't score, and scoring is the heartbeat of a team. Defensively, it's not much better. They allow 22nd most yards per game overall. Their pass defense is middle of the pack, 11th in the league. But when opponents get a big lead, the Panthers' weakness is exposed in the run game. Rushing yards allowed? 26 points allowed per game? 23rd. The numbers don't lie, they're vulnerable, especially against a talented, disciplined offense like the Falcons. And that's exactly what this game comes down to. The Falcons are far more talented. It's not even close. Analysts know it. The Falcons know it. And yes, even the Panthers' handful of fans know it. The key is executing. Playing fast. Playing smart. And letting your playmakers make the plays that turn games into wins. Speaking of playmakers, the Panthers do have a few weapons. Bryce Young at quarterback, Chuba Hubbard in the backfield, Xavier McKinney and T. McMillan on the outside, and Hunter Renfrow, a guy who spent last year out of football before coming back strong. But the truth is, these players alone aren't enough to match what the Falcons can bring to the field if they play like they should. Falcons fans, this is a golden opportunity. A chance to take control of the division early, to show the league that this team is serious, and to prove that when the Falcons are clicking, nobody wants to face them. Backhand index pointing right, so here's the question. How confident are you that the Falcons will dominate the Panthers this week? Rate it 1 to 10 in the comments. Let's see how fired up Falcons Nation really is. Falcons fans, this week, stopping Bryce Young is the key to victory. If the defense can trap him, collapse the pocket, and make him uncomfortable, the Panthers' offense doesn't stand a chance. Here's exactly how the Falcons can make it happen, and why this could be a defensive clinic for the ages. Let's break down the quarterback situation for Carolina, Bryce Young. Now, Young is talented, no doubt, but he's not the tallest guy on the field. He struggles to see over big defensive linemen. And that's where the Falcons' defense can take over. Unlike other quarterbacks who thrive outside the pocket, Bryce needs space to see the field. If you can force him to stay inside the pocket, you control him. You limit his vision, you limit his options, and you make life very, very difficult for him. Statistically, Young hasn't been great either. Through 2 games, he's completing just 59% of his passes. Not good. He has 482 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, with a QB rating of 74.4. The pressure is real. And honestly, this could be a make-or-break year for him as the Panthers starter. So how do the Falcons stop him? The key is a football technique called the cage concept. It's designed to keep quarterbacks like Young trapped inside the pocket, forcing them to face pressure head-on rather than scrambling outside. Here's how it works. The defensive end attacks the quarterback's blind side. The defensive tackle pushes the offensive guard to crush the inside. The nose tackle and edge rushers close the other gaps, forming a cage around him. What does this mean in simple terms? Young has nowhere to run. He can't escape. He's forced to make decisions quickly while defenders are charging at him from every angle. And if the Falcons execute this perfectly, they could dominate the game with sacks and turnovers. If I had to guess right now, I'd say the Falcons' defense could record around 3 sacks, maybe even 4 if everything clicks. Imagine the impact: constant pressure, rush throws, and a Panthers offense that can't get comfortable. That's how you control a game. Falcons fans, the defensive game plan is clear: trap Bryce Young, collapse the pocket, and make him feel every second in the pocket. Do that, and victory is within reach. Backhand index pointing right, so here's the question: how many sacks do you think the Falcons will record this week? Drop your prediction in the comments. Let's see if Falcons Nation can guess it right before Sunday. Falcons fans, listen up! The Panthers' defense is weak, and this Sunday, the Dirty Birds have a golden opportunity to dominate. The question is, can Michael Pittman Jr., Bijan Robinson, and this offense execute perfectly? Here's the plan that could crush Carolina from start to finish. Offense wins games, and this week, the Falcons have a clear path to victory. The Carolina Panthers have one of the worst run defenses in the NFL over the past 19 games. That's right, they can't stop the run. And who better to exploit that than Bijan Robinson, one of the top running backs in the league? It's simple math: Bijan Robinson plus a terrible run defense equals a big game. Expect a heavy dose of the run this Sunday. Let Robinson take control, pound the rock, and wear down a Carolina defense that's already struggling to keep up. Last week, the Falcons used a similar approach against the Vikings, but this time it's even easier. The Panthers just can't stop it. Now, don't get it twisted, the Panthers aren't completely helpless. Their red zone defense is surprisingly decent, ranked 9th in the NFL. They play a bend but don't break style, meaning they give up yardage between the 20s but tighten up near the goal line. So, the Falcons need to adjust. Inside the 20, it's time to stick to the run and methodically move the ball. When Carolina eventually crowds the line to stop the run, that's when Michael Pittman Jr., Drake London, and Kyle Pitts come into play. Quick slants, stick routes, or back shoulder fades will exploit the defense and open up easy touchdowns. Quarterback Michael Pittman Jr., Michael Penny, has a perfect situation. Carolina's pass rush has been almost non-existent, generating only 15 pressures on opposing quarterbacks. That means Penny will have time to sit in the pocket, read the field, and make precise, on-time throws. I'm expecting around 235 yards, 1 or 2 touchdowns, and 0 turnovers. The goal: efficient, controlled offense, dominating time of possession, and saving the big passing plays for tougher opponents later in the season. Falcons fans, the offensive plan is clear: run early, run hard, and hit the quick passing game when the defense bites on the run. Control the clock, stay disciplined, and Carolina doesn't stand a chance. Backhand index pointing right now, it's your turn. How many rushing yards do you think Bijan Robinson will rack up against Carolina this week? Drop your prediction in the comments. Let's see who's thinking big this Sunday. Falcons fans, here's the truth: the Panthers' defense is basically giving you the game on a silver platter. If you play smart, stay disciplined, and take what they hand you, this could be one of the easiest wins of the season. But execution is everything, and I'll show you exactly how to crush Carolina this week. Let's break it down. Look at the numbers in the charts. The Carolina Panthers are struggling mightily to get pressure on quarterbacks. They're near the bottom of the league in pass rush. That's huge. If a defense can't get to the quarterback, it's like leaving the front door wide open. And guess what? The Falcons have a quarterback in Michael Penny who can take advantage of that. Here's the plan: take what the defense gives you. Carolina is letting the Falcons sit in the pocket. That means Penny doesn't have to force anything. He can go through his progressions, make smart throws, and rack up yards safely. No heroics, no risky plays, just smart, disciplined football. Execute that, and you're looking at around 235 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. That's a recipe to cruise to a 2-1 record heading into Week 4. The numbers don't lie. The Panthers are at the bottom when it comes to pressuring quarterbacks. FanDuel even listed them as the worst team in the NFL in their power rankings heading into Week 3. Meanwhile, the Falcons are sitting at 15th, climbing steadily, moving up the ranks. The team has momentum, and this is the kind of matchup that can really show the difference between a good team and a great one. Falcons Nation, it's time to be smart, take what's given, and dominate. Pound the run, let the passing game flow when the pockets are clean, and stay patient in the red zone. If you do all that, victory isn't just possible, it's expected. Backhand index pointing right, so here's your call to action. How confident are you that the Falcons will roll past the Panthers this week? Rate it 1 to 10 in the comments, and let's see how fired up Falcons Nation really is going into this matchup.